Hey everybody, Robert Dunt, ArtTop10.com, and here we are today at Frieze London 2024. And let's go and have a look around this crazy art fair. Look at all the crazy artworks and all the fancy people. So let's go and see what happens. Obviously, most fancy art fair in London. It's a commercial art fair, everything's for sale at extraordinary high prices, but it is fun to come and see what turns up, and there's galleries from across the world. So let's go and have a little snoop around. Okay, so just mooching about, getting a vibe of the place. It's Saturday, so that's absolutely packed. Over here, there is a bowl of cereal that everybody's enjoying looking at, which is a kind of a nice kind of thing. It's always fun to have at Frieze, isn't it? Nobody knows why the bowl of cereal is there, but it's adding a bit of fun. Maybe it is just a gallerist's breakfast. Maybe not. Lots of people prancing about. This is what, I don't know, a wall of kind of stuff. It's a painting of a woman. Some paintings of walls. It's a painting of George Bush and Tony Blair. What is this? This is a London gallery that I've never heard of. There's Mrs. D disappearing into this weird inner area. What are these made of? Matchbox, balsa wood, and matches. Kind of fun, aren't they? Not bad, not bad. What a fun, yeah. Made out of matches and matchboxes. I mean, it's just like a weird way to an abstract painting, basically. Oh no, this one's quite fun with all the little matches on it. That's quite cool. That's quite cool, these matches. It's quite fun. That's quite fun. Quite like those sort of abstract art things done in different ways. Right, let's keep on mooching. Right, this place is called, this is Societe Gallery from Berlin. These paintings, these little weird things here. Can't quite tell if that's a painting or not. Anyway, got some like silver metal bits over there as well. It's quite pretty little pictures. I like the little silver metally bits, they're quite fun. It's kind of weird. Normally around here, this bit of the fair, you've got like, oops, just walked through a really weird bit of the fair. You've normally got Gagosian Gallery selling off big, massive paintings by artists you never heard of, but it's not here today. Anyway, this gives you a nice little vibe of the place as we stroll on down. Kind of weird sculptures, nice dog sculpture down there. Hello, doggy. Hello, doggy sculpture. Oh, I mean, I don't know. You could say it's awful. You could say it's naive art. It's a mountain. I don't think there's any point in taking Frieze too seriously. Just kind of let it wash over you as a bit of fun, because I guess it's just a great opportunity to see masses of contemporary art splanched around in one big go. But let's try and focus on the things we like. Right, let's keep on mooching. Here's a big painting on the left. Big sort of, what is it, sculpture, I guess. I guess the sort of sheets underneath it and the rest of it are more, and the old black rubbish bag are more important than the rest of it. If you buy that, do you get the rubbish bag? I guess you get the whole thing if you buy it. There's a bonanza treat. Or are these things just there to draw people in? Because within the sort of fancy, amusing rubbish, like this Toblerone box over here, with another sculpture on top of the Toblerone box, and you got quite sort of sweet little things like a very basic watercolor. Are those the things they try to sell? Is the rest of it just here to entertain you? It's not a bad little collage. It's quite nice. But yeah, impossible to tell. Are you ever going to sell that wheelie bin of sculpture? Interesting. Right, let's keep mooching. Carl Friedman Gallery on the left. Oh, there's all sorts of weird stuff in here we can look at. Yeah. No, at least we have got some paintings. Also some dubious sculpture. I wonder who these are by. Bunch of sculpture bits. Can't find out who any of this stuff is by. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Little pictures here by, well, we don't know this guy, but I think we know the guy who doesn't know him. These are, Billy Childish, that was the person he went out with, Tracy Emin. Person sort of floating on a bed in London. Laura Fuentes, that was. Kind of dodgy version of a Suzanne, I guess. Vanessa Raw. Man, that is so bright. Navot Miller. Still be more interested to work out who these sculptures are by. This is Carl Friedman Gallery. So Carl Friedman is quite a fancy gallery. Studio Linka. I quite like these little things like this one over here on the metal with the pattern. I know those are just things that kind of appeal to me when you've got a mixture of reality and abstraction. It's just meant to be a whole thing mixed together. I know, I like the picture. And then you've got some more fun things here, like these little projectors projecting images. I mean, that's quite fun. Quite like that over the graph paper. It's quite cool. That kind of mixture of geographic and it's actually quite clever. Quite like that. The bus and the things appearing. It's actually quite cool. Right, a bit more Frieze vibe here. Giant, what is it? It says umbrella. I'm sure it's not an umbrella. It's just a giant thing. Don't dislike these two little pictures here. Just like the way they put the paint on, really. But what I was going to film is this ceiling, which makes me laugh. Look at that ceiling of giant pink finger things, or whatever they are. And there's a yellow tree. That's what we're here for, baby. Bit of fun. Bit of fun. So these are like the things you see as you first come in. Kind of weird. It's actually got a price on it. No, antique thrift jewelry store. I think it's meant to be some kind of, I don't know, joke about how people buy things out of Hemel Hempstead. You know, about how people buy prints. $15,000. I've seen that's not the real price of it. And then over there, modern. Ooh, he fell over a bit of the art. Should that be what it is? What's this place over here? Modern art, London, Paris. Just with 3 big canvases of bits of metal with cloth on them. Not exactly going to blow your mind, is it? They're okay. They're just very big, aren't they? Very, very big. So big they've probably sold them off by now. The gallerists are just as good to look at as the pictures, in all honesty. Right. Construction materials, Frieze Art Fair building. I guess that's a piece of art in itself. Aluminium, 407 tons. Total 1,513 tons. Painted wall. Right, let's keep on reaching, see what happens. As Mrs. D says, a lot of these things are quite boring, like things like that, with a sort of, door and 2 chairs beside it. It's a weird thing, Frieze. I mean, you do wonder why anybody would buy anything here.
I don't know.
Do people find these things funny? I don't really know. If you're incredibly rich, you live on a weird island, is a picture like this funny, and do you show it to your friends and all laugh about it? I don't get it. And then do you torture people and make them do the same thing? Just don't get it. What are those? These are better. Whatever these are. Can't tell if those are real or digitally made. I'm curious though, whatever they are. There's another one over there. Quite intriguing. And then these over here are just sort of dropped kind of paint on canvases, like, you know, any people at art school would do, just with a bit of sort of materiality. But I guess if you're wandering around here, you don't know what to buy, you can buy one of them. But you could buy that thing over there, that sort of squiggly paint doodah, where you could buy those things there. Well, these aren't too bad, are they? Still, there's something that always gets me same year about Frieze every year, that I always feel the artists are trying not to say too much, because, you know, they don't want to be caught out for showing humanity. It's a weird little thing there. Oh, it seems to be, maybe that's like a virtual doodah thing. Don't dislike this painting here. It's okay. This is very neatly painted, isn't it? It's another weird thing, isn't it? That contemporary art seems to be devoid of allowing paint to be paint. Right, let's have one quick look at this picture over here. Okay, mooching over here. This is, not sure, quite like the grey thing. Half decent abstract painting. I actually came to look at these lighters, which are by Gavin Turk, which is very, very Damien Hirsty in its way, isn't it? Kind of cool though, quite pretty. We've got a few videos down here. Got what is that? A photo with big chunks of paint on it. It's weird. I mean, they're not bad in here, these things, are they? I do just find paintings, photos rather, with paint on them, quite interesting in themselves. So they sort of have a weird sort of reality and unreality vibe to them. I mean, things like these are, I mean, they're totally fine, aren't they? They're not badly made, but are they just a bit dull? I think that's the thing I find a lot of the time. Well, then you've got a big, like, what is that, sort of wool thing on the wall, which is obviously more fun than the rest of it. Big picture. And I keep saying big picture because there's a lot of big pictures here. It's really weird, Frieze. I never quite get it every year. But you want to come and see what's happening anyway. I find harder is if you really come here to buy anything, how in the world do you know what to buy? I guess that's the whole point. Somebody can tell you what to buy. What are these? Feel my tears when they dry. AR Pink. I'm sure AR Pink is something you should know about. It's weird, you've got these sort of things by sort of known people dug in with random stuff. This one's quite nice, with all the little, I think it's made by a guy who used to be an Indian architect, but you can see all the little teeny tiny little bits of sort of ladders and stuff inside it, made with lasers or something. But yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. It's almost like you've got to have a certain mindset when you come around Frieze to decide to enjoy it. Oh, this must be the same guy. With a sort of standing version of it. So all the little bits at the bottom here, these are what, like Indian dancers would wear around their ankles. So they've been used as like the material in the artwork, which is quite nice, quite cool. So all those things are just looking at from this place, Nature Mort, New Delhi. You wonder if you get a slightly less miserable version of the art world if you come from somewhere like India than you do here, where everybody's sort of bored and fed up with it, basically. Right, big sort of fancy bit here with a over there you got like a tree made out of felt, I guess. Is this all felt? It's a focus section. There's a little felt duck. It's a little felt fish that looks like a sort of old style, like Roman thing. More felty bits. Over here you got some sort of bent metal, some kind of sculpture with little paintings. But actually, let's just have a quick look at this thing. Laurent Sleck, Guanyin Confessions of a Former Carebot. So this just seems to be like a film, and it's got lots of people watching it, especially kids. I guess because it's kind of slightly more fun, and you got like a little sort of, what would you call that thing down there, like a sort of spaceship controller area. This is commission. Yeah, it's all right. Um, Frieze Man, it's a weird one every year, isn't it? Sculptures are fine. It's not a bad little watercolor, is it? I just find it hard. I find that I can never get any like grip on what's going on. It's just sort of random stuff everywhere you look. What is there to? It doesn't even seem to properly reference art history most of the time. And these are just what collages, Beirut. Oh, maybe they're what you get left with after you've pulled the sticker off, which isn't so bad. It's quite cool. And then around here, little sort of more collages. Then over here, you've got a weird tree with boots and creatures. Boots and creatures. Other paintings. Quite like these kind of things. So you've got kind of warped bits of stuff from the past. That's quite like that kind of vibe. And taking stuff from museums and sort of messing with it. Kind of quite like that sort of vibe on it. Slightly, I think these are paintings, so they could be photos. Anyway, slightly weird sort of fake rooms with things going on. You move further and you got like little people within that room. But what we're excited about is over here is a well. Let's go look at the well. Here we go, everybody. Well, if I can fight through the fancy people in their fancy outfits. Here's the well, which is a bit of fun. Ooh, it's a well of hair. I like the hair. Crazy hair well. Look at it. Ugh. It's kind of slightly skanky, that well, I'd say. Skanky hair well. And then, are these by the same person? Can't really tell, but have a similar kind of vibe to them, don't they? And I keep saying vibe today. Similar kind of feeling to it. I always feel a bit, my sort of less well-described stuff comes out of Frieze, and the word vibe comes out as well. Not really thinking what to say about a lot of the stuff because I'm just really nonplussed about it, frankly. Just get the feeling 90% of it's going to completely vanish in a year. So here's a shed. Oh, sorry, so here's a shed. And then the people in the shed watching other people in a shed. So yeah, there you go. What more do you want? To go into a small shed. There's a picture of there. It's like a weird, disturbed creature inside this thing with like blood dribbling around. And it's like eyeballs on its fingers, or oh, bit of a dance. There you go. What more do you want? I don't know. That was entertaining. I think that's the fun thing about Frieze. It's just like a weird day out, isn't it? I don't take it too seriously. Look, this is another fun thing. Sort of weird mirror. And then down here you got like boxes of stuff. Don't know what's in these boxes. These are probably sort of fake, made-up boxes. Or vitrines, I suppose you would say. Then you got these little like wooden bits and bobs down here to look at. Flags of the world. Are these flags of the world? I have no idea. Anyway, entertaining. Quite like this little sculpture. It's quite nice. The sort of resin and the material inside it. Right.
But I'm gonna come back.
Keep on mooching on, baby. Gallery seating. Oh, what is this? Ken Kiff stuff they've chucked in here. Obviously, another of those films about Ken Kiff. Hales Gallery. Seems to be having quite a big push on Ken Kiff at the moment. Intriguing. What else they got in here? Mainly those and a pork pie. Nice pork pie. Maybe that's by. It's by Martin Cross. Yeah, don't really know much about them. There's a lot of films I've done about Ken Kiff, which I'll stick a link to down there somewhere. But interesting enough, I actually quite like the pictures. You look at them, and they linger with you a bit more than most of the stuff here. Most of the stuff is most of the stuff feels like it's done very, very quickly, even if it's been worked on for a long time. But I don't think it's necessarily worked on. If you're just working on one image you've come up with very quickly, that doesn't make a difference. But the Ken Kiffs they do feel like I always said in the films, kind of painted, that the paint has guided him, and you got nice colour sections and different things that emerge from them as you look at them. Maybe that is what is funny about Frieze. Get a glimpse of it, and not much more happens after that glimpse. Whereas the Ken Kiffs ones do sort of continue to evolve in your head a bit. Sadly enough, this is the best bit of the whole thing so far. Tiny swaying penguins. What's this dude going to do? That's what you're here for, baby. Little penguins. I love the way they sway about. They're rather sort of enigmatic and sweet, the little pingies. Look at them for ages. I wonder if you can buy them. You can buy a few of these little guys quite happily. By far the best bit. They're just really sweet. They look like you need to look after them. Enjoyed the penguins. They were good. So obviously loads of people looking at the penguins because the penguins are fun. So it appeared from the map I'm holding rather badly here. Let me hold it up. Yeah, so it appeared from the map basically that this is dramatically smallest Frieze I've ever been to in my life. It's normally about the size of the whole of that white piece of paper, and now it seems to be half of it, as far as I can see. It must just be a massively smaller amount of galleries here than normal, presumably because none of the galleries want to spend the money to come here. Whether that's just because London is a bad place for buying them or because the galleries are not making enough money, I don't know. But it seems dramatically smaller than before, basically half the size of it as normal, which is intriguing. Second best thing so far, a weird pug sculpture. Look at it. It's got a little puggy tail, a little puggy face. How cool is that? Ken Kiff, penguins, and a weird pug sculpture. What more could you possibly want in an art fair? It's defo pug, isn't it? I think it's got a puggy tail, hasn't it? What does it say? Oh man, what is that this side? Is that a pug? It does look more like a seal, man. Huh. Difficult to tell if it is or not a pug. I thought it was a pug. A weird photo of David Hockney smoking, along with other photos of people doing stuff. And over there you got a massive wall of like painted sculpture things, which are quite fun. A giant wall of pictures. We finally managed to get sort of further into the fair. It was confusing me a bit, but this seems to start, weirdly enough, with more obscure galleries, and as you move on, those must be Ian Davenport in that corner. As you move on, it gets a bit more. It's just getting better as you move on. I quite like this weird giant frieze of frieze of sort of painted sculptures. Bit of a Daniel Richter here. I haven't seen a Daniel Richter for ages, I don't think. I do actually quite like, not so much the Daniel Richter, I quite like this weird abstracty one here. With that weird sort of shapes out of it. It's kind of cool. Quite like that. That's probably my favourite of the actual kind of like genuine Frieze stuff. It's sort of wandered into a much better bit of the whole exhibition suddenly. Stuff here is genuinely better than what we were looking at beforehand, I'd say. Doesn't feel quite so mismatched or confused. Even don't dislike this little picture over here. This I don't know if it's a collage or what, but I don't dislike that. And then over there, that sort of thing in the corner with all the big colourful blobs laying around. Don't dislike that either. Oops, sorry, zooming around me now. That one over there. Come on, let's go and look at that in the corner and see what it actually looks like in real life. Oh, there's a pile of junk on the way just for a bit of entertainment value. It's not. No, it's a bit less exciting close up. I don't know. It's all right. Samahalabe. Well, you got a big, crazy wall of sort of neon stuff. This is Hauser and Worth, big fancy gallery. What are these photos? Must be photos, I think. Photos of trees with shadows. Oh, and then you got like a. Is that a printout of the shadow and then a pixelated shadow? Here it is. Actually, quite like them. Quite cool. I suppose they meant to say there's like digital shadows of these things, but actually quite fun. Quite like this. They're not bad. It's getting better and better as we go on. The exhibition, the art fair, as it were. Quite fun. Oh, these are quite entertaining. Look at it with its weird head. There you go. What more do you want? Weird stuff. Ooh, look at this. It's just like a canvas. Nice. But I like these weird things. They're quite funny. Oh, what's over there? Can't quite see. Oh, there you go. There you go. Gary Hume. Not bad. The Gary Hume. Don't know what that one or who it is. It's around here. Oops. There's some more Gary Humes there. Maybe there are. I'm not sure. Just give you a little vibe of looking around. Seen these things before. I can't remember who they're by. Sarah Morris. Oh, Sarah Morris. Oh, sorry. Speaker wire getting in the way again. It's much better now. This bit of the show. It was a bit skanker to start with, but it's got a lot better now. Oh, is that what was his name? Yeah, Thomas Shabitz. He used to quite like these things, but they're not as interesting as I think anymore. There's some people sitting in there in a kind of secret room having food. Okay, White Cube. Obviously, Mega Gallery. These seem to be Tracy Emin. Bronze. Must be sort of, I don't know, laser etched bronze. Quite confusing. Quite intriguing. Not bad though, actually. Not bad. Big photo sort of thing. I think it's a photo. Who's that by? It's by Jeff Wall. Magnus Plessen. Big sort of vase. This is George Basilitz. Weird combo, sort of contemporary and dead people. Oh, you got a bit of stuff lying on the ground. Sort of coat hanger wire stuff lurking about. And you've got these things. Sarah Fiores, I think. Anyway, none of these are that bad. Then over here you've got Gagosian, which I'm surprised it wasn't at the beginning of the whole thing, the Gagosian, but for some reason it's here today. I guess these also Gagosians, these giant sort of pillar things. I presume they're steel, but they look kind of soft, which is kind of cool, shall we say. Let's see what's in. Oh, there's more White Cube over there. Let's see what's in. Oh, this is Sadie Coles. Where's Gagosian gone? Is it just this? Got confused, no? Oh, it's Gagosian. Oh, Gagosian does just seem to be these big sculptures, basically. It's David Zwirner down the other end. Yeah, so Gagosian. Yeah, I think Gagosian is just this big. Yeah, it's just this big bit of sculpture here, basically. What a freaky offering. Right, a couple of Rose Wileys here in. Forgotten the name of the gallery. Tell you the truth, I actually prefer these Rose Wileys to the other ones normally. Gallerists. Washing on a washing line. Seems to be like monsters. Oops, a bit too zoomy. Moving on round. And don't worry, David Zwirner was the Rose Wileys. Got some stuff there. Gotta say, yeah, I don't know. These Rose Wileys are actually quite good. Very big indeed. Oh, and there's a weird creature with two giant ears attached to it. Hello, weird creature with two ears attached to you. Becomes like obsessed with filming the food at the art fairs these days. There's spelt cauliflower and ferments. Spelt pilaf with fermented lemon kraut, purple carrots and peppers, and lentil hummus. There you go. That is your delectation from in here, inside the food area. Don't forget, if you want to see more of my other channel, Travel Dogs, sniffing out the best food and travel, subscribe to that. But this is the food here in the art fair. Well, the sort of low-grade food. Victoria Miro, sort of Yayoi Kusama, not one of the best ones, I wouldn't say. And that more big pictures of people and sort of drippy paint in the background. Little sculptures over there in the corner. Sort of head with other stuff. A bit tired now, I was having a bit of a freeze exhaustion moment. And they also had bao buns in the food place. Smallest bao bun you ever seen in your life, £6, like sort of mouthful. And we've now got to the far end of this bit that was more fun than the other bit. Pace Gallery. I don't know, a bit exhausted now, frankly. This place is quite fun. You got these okay pictures, but you got these quite fun little weird sculpture heads on bits of earth on the ground, which are kind of entertaining. It does make me wonder. Kind of turn up here with like bags of soil and then just pour it on the floor. But anyway, I guess that is the entertainment factor of it all. Kid holding a drone. What a sculpture of a kid holding a drone. Weird drone. Anyway, I like drones, so I thought I'd take a picture of that. But other than that, it's alright. One of those weird sculptures that's a bit unearthly. What gallery in there? I know, lots of little, I don't know, pins and needles and. Oh, you're right. They're clocks, aren't they? They're clock things all decorated up here. There's Pace Gallery. Sort of weird, not quite marble. Weird enough, they put all these sort of more well-known galleries further into the show. By the time you get here, it's too tired to really look at them. You've been mooching around for ages by this point. Sure, I remember this abstract person from last year. What's their name? It's incredibly small. Alto Kwame or something. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Anyway, basic, straightforward, abstract picture. But even though it's sort of not painted, it's painted. At least it's painted. You can see it's painted, which I quite like. You got a giant teapot. That's lucky. Some little cat drawings over there. Cat drawings are actually quite nice. William Kentridge. Heard of William Kentridge. Can't think much about him, but they're not bad actually. They're reasonably quality. There's some of the stuff in this part of the show is quality, but the way they've laid it out is weird this year. Is by the time you're here, you just absolutely finish your brain on the thing is, when you can't get a grip on it, and the other parts of the exhibition you really can't get the grip on, those earlier sections, by the time you get here, you're just a bit mown down, really. Couldn't resist to get a picture of these monkeys. I suppose the fact I'm taking pictures of monkeys and penguins and stuff shows my mind's become a bit jaded, doesn't it, by the art fair. More in Paley with some boxes and some vases, which I hope I don't knock over. Weird sort of head with flowers on it. Something with headphones. Gallerist at desk. Should just do a video of gallerist at the desk, actually. Some bits, other bits of sort of bronze. Giant sort of knitting needles in the sky. Weird eyeballs appearing from something. Dog and a sheep fighting. Yeah, anyway, it's not quite as bad as I'm making out. Just a bit done. Who's that? Okay, Donachi. I do remember them. There you go. Got that sort of nice frieze thing, isn't it? And over here, he's got lots of Tracy Emin stuff. Tracy Emin drawings. Presumably that's a Tracy Emin sculpture. Tracy Emin drawing. And a Tracy Emin light thing. Okay, weird green thing with drums and writing on the wall. Okay, right, I think we're done. Okay, so there we go. That is the end of Frieze 2024, Frieze London, the contemporary bit. And yeah, it's fun as ever to come and visit. I got a mad bright light behind me. Fun to come and visit. Yeah, sadly enough, favourite things, penguins, Ken Kiff, a weird dog that looked like a pug. I think that's the way you end up, a bit just sort of battered inside Frieze, especially weirdly enough the way they started it with all the more obscure galleries at the very beginning meant it was just slightly harder to keep your energy towards the end, but it did get a lot better as it went on. To start with, it just seemed really misguided and confused, but as it went on, it got better and better and better. And it is, as ever, fun to come and see all these different galleries from around the world and see what's happening and look at the weird people and the gallerists who are exceptionally entertaining to watch. So, you should definitely get to see Frieze London, Frieze Masters, because they are very, very interesting. But that's it. And it did seem to be a much smaller fair this year, I guess, because nobody wants to pay the money to come here and spend like £40,000 on a tiny space. Anyway, it was enjoyable to come here. So, as ever, please also look at my other channel, Travel Dog, sniffing out the best food and travel. And I'll be doing Bye-bye.